Waves have a new rent-to-own plugin plan, and in this video, I'm going to talk about it. Alright, so right now, as of June 8th, 2018, right on Waves Audio's front page, you can click this button right here, and it takes you to the Flex website. And I have gone through all of these plugins that are here. I believe it's about 85 in total. So I've gone through and read their descriptions, and also the ones that I'm familiar with. That's how I came up with this list that I recommend to you guys for the overall quality and versatility of your selections. So let's get started. My very first one, my first recommendation is the hybrid equalizer. Every engineer needs a good EQ. And this one is definitely the most versatile. Actually, this is the very first plugin I ever reviewed on this channel, way back in 2011. So, I definitely recommend it. It can do many tasks. Next is the H-Comp, the hybrid compressor. Just like the EQ, this one gives you a large variety of compressor types and compressor saturation types, and just really you can do a lot with this plugin, so it is at the top of my list. Next up, Noise Suppressor, the NS1 plugin. If you read through the reviews, people absolutely love this plugin. I've never used it myself, but noise is definitely a problem with many mixes, and this one seems to be able to take care of that with relative ease. By the way, I did forget to mention, what I would do if you have the time, definitely demo all the plugins that you can before making your 13 choices. Right now it's 13, it'll go down to 10, I believe, but for right now it's 10 plugins to choose from, plus you get 3 free ones. So it's a good deal right now, although you gotta remember, Waves has a lot of sales. So right now the plugins might be $49, but 3 months from now, they might drop down to $29 again. Some of them may be lower. But I think it's a good plan because the other options you have, especially with Slate Digital, which I do prefer their plugins over Waves, but they do not have a rent-to-own model. It is just subscription only. So once you stop payments, you get nothing. And you have to rebuy them. And then you have to resubscribe. So after 2 years of paying $19 per month consistently, because I believe it restarts if you skip a month, if you're late on a payment or something. But once you take care of that, you're good to go. And you own the plugins outright. Manny American Triple D. I haven't used this specific plugin, but the reviews are solid on it, and it takes care of 3 common mix issues, which is muddy/boxiness, harshness, and de-essing, which is a form of harshness, but specifically for vocals. So if this plugin delivers, it's definitely a top one. TrueVerb. Every good mixing engineer needs reverb. Absolutely. So the next 2 plugins I'm going to tell you about are reverb effects. TrueVerb seems like it's a good overall plugin, and it's algorithmic, so it uses less CPU than my next recommendation, which is the IR1 convolution reverb, which is probably more realistic than TrueVerb. But these 2 together, it seems like a good little collection and enough for most mixes. Next up, once again, versatility, and although you could probably get a limiter in the H-Comp, this is a multi-band limiter. It also has a single band limiter mode with, I believe it's called Ultra Maximizer. Yes, so that's included in the collection. Multi-Maximizer is a multi-band limiter, and when you're doing brick wall limiting task, multi-band is the way to go. And although L3 isn't the best brick wall limiter out there these days, if you're going to go for a collection of plugins for $19.99 a month, this is definitely on that list. Next up, Waves Tune. Although I hate auto-tune, inevitably you'll run into a musician who will demand it on their vocals, and although this one may not be as good as auto-tune, the reviews once again are solid. Next up, Cobalt Saphira, I'm probably saying that wrong, but basically this is a harmonics generator / saturation plugin, and I've never tried it, but every engineer needs something along these lines. It also has some tape modes. I don't know specifically how good this plugin sounds, but again, the reviews are good. The alternative, I would get this one, so maybe this one should actually go before the Cobalt, but this is again another harmonics generator, and this one has 300 reviews with about, what, maybe 4.8 stars overall, so people really like this. Maybe I'll review this plugin because it kind of sneaked past me. Next up, now this is going to be a 3-choice option because I couldn't pick because I don't know who you are. So I don't know if you would prefer to have the Grand 80 or the Electric 88 or maybe even the Virtual Analog Synth Element 2.0. So depending on what kind of music you tend to produce, between these three, I would pick that for the virtual instrument slot. And then next up, I have Maserati GRP, which is a group bus or just a bus processor. You can do mixes, you can do guitars, background vocals, and a few other options you can see right here on the screen. So I think a bus processor is essential for mixing. And then finally, Renaissance Bass is a harmonics generator that allows bass guitar or bass synth or whatever you have in the bass range to pop through normal like laptop speakers or desktop speakers, anything without a subwoofer. This plugin can work miracles. And yes, there's a technique, which maybe I'll put a link to below, on how to do this. So in that case, you can add another plugin to your collection, but this makes that process a lot easier in one plugin, and it works really well. And finally, now this plugin I actually had in the top 3, but then I realized, well, not everybody mixes on headphones. But if you do mix on headphones, this should be in your top 5 choices, maybe even top choice. But Waves NX is a very good plugin, and if you mix on headphones, you absolutely need to use this along with SonarWorks Reference. So absolutely NX, great choice. And if you didn't like all my choices, I had some honorable mentions that I'll put in the comment section below. Again, I would recommend demoing all these plugins before you plunk down the cash. My opinion, I actually like this. It seems like 2 years would be a long time to be paying off plugins, but I think it's a good deal overall. Again, you can wait for sales, you can wait for third-party retailers, plugin retailers. It sounds silly saying that, but it's true. Third-party sellers oftentimes have these plugins cheaper than even the sales price, so you may want to go down that road. But if you want the plugins and you don't want to wait for the sales, then this is a good option. Waves Flex, I don't have a problem recommending it, especially if you're a fan of Waves audio plugins. So there you go. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, add it to your favorites or to another playlist, and subscribe. Most importantly, maybe sign up for the newsletter, because that way you'll never miss a single new Real Home Recording video, along with exclusive videos just for newsletter subscribers. Just send an email to news@RealHomeRecording.com with the subject line subscribe to get on that list. This has been Adam for RealHomeRecording.com.